It's pump day! I'm so excited. I'm literally about to head out to my appointment now, so I will catch up everything that happens in the appointment with you afterwards. But yeah, I'm so excited to meet my diabetes team finally for the first time face to face, and get my pump. We got the pump. Oh, it's really annoying that the lighting keeps making it blend into my skin because I'm that pale. But yeah, so this is the pump, so you can kind of see the size, in comparison to the Libra. There's the Libra with the meow meow, and there's my pump. So yeah, it is a little bit thick, a tiny bit thicker than I thought, but nothing I don't think that I can't get used to. So yeah, it's attached, got it done a couple of hours ago, and I thought, yeah, I'd just come and do a debrief. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to include in which pump videos, but I thought it'd be good to come and do an initial impressions of the Roche. So this is the Roche Solo Micropump. Yeah, my initial impressions, also an unboxing and what you get with the pump, and also just talk about the appointment and the actual process of that. So yeah, let's just start with that because that's kind of most fresh in my mind. So a couple of days before my appointment, so today is on Monday, on Thursday I emailed with the pump specialist who was going to be doing my appointment. She told me not to take my levemir for the morning. Obviously it's always don't just go off what I'm telling you, ask your own diabetes team what they want you to do. But yeah, my team wanted me to not take my levemir because although I normally take my levemir around 8:30, 9 o'clock, and my appointment wasn't until 9:30, and then the pump wasn't going to be fitted until about an hour and a half into the appointment, so I would have a couple of hours with no basal insulin. And she said it doesn't matter if you go a little bit high for those couple of hours, it will come back down obviously as soon as you start getting the basal going with the pump set up. And yeah, but she did also say if I did just go on autopilot and take my levemir in the morning, that was completely fine, and we'd just do a temporary basal rate at 0% on the pump, and obviously just attach it so I can start using it for bolusing and stuff, and then the basal rates would then kick in when I turned off a temporary basal rate in the evening. But yeah, I remembered I didn't do my levemir, so we're all a go already on my pump basal settings. She also told me to, if possible, not wear a dress or a play suit and wear a top and bottoms, because she wanted me to do my first insertion on my stomach, because it is actually quite fiddly, and so instead of doing it on the arm, she said it's easier if you do it somewhere where you can see, and where you've got two hands available. So although this pump can go stomach, arms, and then it can go on the legs as well if you want it to. Yeah, they always recommend stomach first. So yeah, she just let me know those kind of things, and also bring a bag because I'm going to be going home with a lot of supplies. And let me tell you, she was not lying. So we'll get into all that stuff later. But yeah, so then the appointment, I turned up, and we just went through, she asked me if I had any immediate questions, and then after then we just went through everything. So she asked me how much insulin I take daily, and obviously if you've seen any of my vlogs you might know that I have different basal rates depending on my different training sessions. So I have a basal rate for leg day 1, the same for both of my upper body sessions, a different basal for leg day 2, and then I also have a rest day basal rate as well. So we kind of worked out the average of those because she'd rather start off on more generic, fewer variables, and then from then you can work it out, because when you go from pens to pump there are things that won't necessarily be exactly the same as when you did pens. So I feel like my head is all over the place, sorry if I'm a bit jolty. So yeah, so then we worked out an average of those basal rates, and then she plugs it in, and again you can have different basal rates at different time of day. On the Roche you can set up, oh, and this is my little diabetes device thing, but later, you can set up different basal rates at different times of day, and you can set up what you want those times of day to be from. So you can have midnight till you wake up setting, and then you can have a wake up till lunch setting or whatever. But for now we've just done a steady basal rate for the whole day, obviously done by calculating your total basal insulin and then dividing it by 24 hours, and then from there we can see where you need to tweak. She then goes into carb ratios and roughly how much Nova Rapid you take for the day as well. So then yeah, basically they run out a load of calculations and come with a starting baseline for them then to work off of for the different basal rates, bonus settings, all of that kind of stuff. So we did that. We then set up my diabetes manager. So this is where I will be controlling the pump from. So we did like the standard date, time, all of that kind of stuff, and then put in all the basal settings, bolus settings, set up the bolus calculator, so there you can put in obviously whether you want the pump to tell you what to do, or you can manual bolus as well, but yeah, I'd rather just get the pump to do its own calculations, and put in all the carb ratios. And you can then also set up like health event profiles. So for example, you can have 2 different types of activity, and for each type you can have an automatic like plus or minus percentage onto your basal or bolus rates. So there's exercise 1, exercise 2, there's stress, illness, menstruation, and then there's an option to like create your own health event as well. So for each of those you can have a setting where you plug it in like what percent above or below you want to go with your insulin for each of those, and then whenever you come to do your bolus, for example, you can log a health event, and then onto the recommended bolus that it gives you, it will apply that percentage to the calculation. I hope that makes sense. If not, don't worry, I'll probably go over it again soon, because once I have like been using this for a little while, of course I am going to do a full review of the pump and my thoughts, pros and cons and all of that. But I thought, yeah, that was part of the setup process, so I just wanted to touch on it now, but I will come back in like a lot more detail later on. So yeah, so we set that up, and then we got into actually applying the pump. So for this pump, you have the actual pump base itself, you have the pump holder site that you have to apply, and then you also, and that's the infusion site, and then there's the reservoir. So there's 3 different sections, and you have to, yeah, she basically showed me how to apply the infusion site, which is the sticky patch underneath where the pump is held, how to put the cannula in, how to fill up the reservoir properly without getting any bubbles, talked about all the importance of not having any bubbles, and I haven't done syringes or anything for so long, I just didn't even think about how important it is not to have bubbles. So that was drilled into my head a lot. And obviously the whole time we were going through, she asked me if I had any questions, and we had a go at actually applying it. So that was exciting. It did take me a little while to get used to putting it in. Basically, this is a patch pump like an Omnipod, except you can detach the actual pump from the holder that it's in on you, because it's not waterproof, because it has a computer in it, because you can bolus as well. There's 2 little buttons where, say for example, if this ran out of battery or you left it at home, you can the basal insulin will carry on going, it doesn't need to be connected to this, and you can bolus from here, so you can choose what increment you want, if that makes sense. So on this you have a pre-done setting where you can say that bolusing from this will deliver either 0.2, 0.5, 1 or 2 units per click. So if I'm out and about and that's broken, I can still bolus, so I can do 1 click for half a unit, I chose half a unit, 2 clicks for a unit, etc, etc. So because it has a calculator, it's not waterproof, but it does also mean that you can take it off and have mini breaks from it as well. And then it's just the holder that remains stuck to you, and then you just put it back in. So the holder and the reservoir get changed every 3 days, and then the pump base gets replaced every 4 months. Yeah, I'll show you now what I mean.
Want your kisses in the morning light, wanna be next to you every night. No, I shouldn't love you, but I might, 'cause your lips, they taste like cherry wine.
Me trying to get that into the holder at the hospital took literally 20 attempts. Like it's quite fiddly until you get the knack. And now, since I've done it, because I have taken it off and put it back on a couple of times, so that I'm like content with the fact that I know I can do it. Now it's fine. Now I've got a knack, but it took me a long while, and I thought I'm someone who normally gets things quite quickly, so I was getting so frustrated. I was there like normally I'm quite like a fast learner, and I just couldn't get it. So that was a bit of a hurdle to like overcome, but we're there now. So we went through all of that. Just any like last questions, and did a practice bolus, because by that point, by the time it was on me, I scanned and I was about 11 because I didn't have any basal, so we did a little correction and I got to put have a practice at putting in like my blood glucose onto here and like working out the calculation and stuff and putting in the right information. So yeah, so I did that, walked home, and it's been a couple of hours now because I wanted to just like settle down, have a play around with it myself. And yeah, it seems to be going really well. My blood sugars have been completely steady since I've like come down from that little high, so I'm really happy with that. But yeah, let's just show you what you get. So one thing I didn't realise is that, so these are the consumables, which are, so this is the insertion device, and again I'm going to do a like film when I insert one as like a tutorial and also like a, this will be fun. So that's an insertion device, and that you can just keep reusing, but I just got a spare one in case mine breaks. These are the reservoir assemblies, and then these are the pump holders, so the like patchy bit that's stuck to me. And these consumables I don't get through my pharmacy, which is what I thought I would. These get delivered to me from the manufacturer. So that was one thing I wasn't expecting. I don't know why, but I feel like I'm actually quite relieved, because I feel like my pharmacy is really unreliable, and I just know there'd be some kind of problem with it being put on my prescription. My GP is very, very slow, so I'm glad that like she, basically the pump specialist, puts in the order with them on a repeat, and it just gets delivered on time. So that's good. And then we get so much paperwork. So this is a workbook, and then we have like, there's mini leaflets here on each topic, so like reservoir changes, infusion sets, all that kind of stuff. So a lot of paperwork. Then obviously I've shown you this, which is my like the manager, where I control the pump from, and then you get a charger in with the pack. And then also, so I've got a vial of insulin, because obviously with pens normally we have cartridges, but yeah, so she ordered me a vial of insulin, and this is the only thing that will now come instead from my pharmacy. So this obviously won't be delivered because it's not part of the pump manufacturing thing. So it's just my normal short-acting insulin in vial form, which I will then use obviously to refill my pump reservoirs. And then, so you get this big fancy box, which is mostly cardboard, so I may just get rid of that. Is that everything? Oh, this is, hang on, the insertion device I can show you. This is the spare one that I got. So yeah, you have to like prime it and put loads of things on it, and then you stick it to you and you press the button, and yeah, all of that will be in the tutorial. But then, so you get a big box, and in the top is now empty. But this is where the main pump holder was kept, and this is where the like controller thing was kept. And then here is my next pump. So like I said, this goes every 4 months, but they do give you a spare one just to start with, just in case it does break. You always need to have a spare. And then it's got, this is like, honestly, it's like a jigsaw. Okay, so I pull this bit down, and it's got drawers. So in the first drawer, this is where the charger and stuff was, and then it comes with a case, and I'm not being funny, this does remind me a little bit of like the Diabetic cases, which I haven't got around to buying yet, even though I've really wanted one. But now I've got one for free, just probably not made as well. But yeah, so it's got like little pouches for all of my stuff. There's space in here for insulin pens as well, because obviously even though I'm on a pump, you still have to keep Levemir and Nova Rapid pens available. So yeah, there's room in there for loads of different things. Yeah, just in case your pump breaks. So yeah, I have that now, which is exciting. And then in the bottom drawer is a user's manual. Are you ready? Look how chunky that is. Like, that is a lot of reading to get through. So you do, but that literally, this whole box, that's all that was in there. So you do get quite a few things to take home with you, a lot I can like read. So yeah, my first impressions are, when I put it on, I did feel a little bit of a sting, and it did feel a little bit irritated for a while, but I think that's also mainly because I was really nervous and I was quite sweaty, and I was just a bit like, yeah, just nervous. So I think in the future I don't think it will. I do kind of still feel a bit where it went in, but it's not like pain, I just do feel it there. But I think again that's something I'll get used to. And yeah, in terms of the stickiness, because I was quite sweaty like the whole appointment, because I was quite warm, and then I walked home in the heat, and then I had a shower when I got back. so it was a little bit loose, some of the stickiness, but to be fair, since I've dried out after my shower and like cooled down a lot, it's not falling off like it was. It's like re-stuck itself down, so I was nervous that it was going to fall off on like day one, but no, it seems to be okay now. And yeah, this device is literally like a phone. It's really intuitive, and actually I'm going to have a snack after I've filmed this video, so I thought I would do a scan now and show you how it works, putting everything in. So there's my scan, 5.4. You can see that's where I started to drift up from waiting for not having any Levemir. So yeah, that's kind of after breakfast. I had a little spike at the gym because I went low, then I went high. It's been a bit of a day today, honestly, and then I spiked a little bit when I didn't have any Levemir, and then yeah, that's since. It's been really steady, and I've had lunch since. So what we can do now is put everything into the pump. So there's a little on button here, and then, oh, that's my home screen. So 4.2, that was my last blood sugar. That's how much insulin is left, and that's my units per hour. It worked out really well. It's literally 1 unit per hour, what the basics are. Then I put in my PIN. I just realised I didn't want to show you that because it's my PIN number. So then what I can do is I go main menu, bolus. So I can either just say manual bolus and put in whatever dose I want, or I can do bolus advice. Then here you can put in your blood sugar. So you can do a test, like it does have test strips can go in there, and you can do a finger prick in here, but you can also just press no and enter your blood sugar from what it was. So I was 5.4, save, okay, then it thinks, then time of test, so it's going to be before a meal, then carbohydrates, it's about 15 carbs, maybe slightly more, because they're homemade it can be a bit more or a bit less, but I'm going to go with 15 and go a bit cautious. Save, and then so this is the health events thing I was talking about, where you can say exercise 1, exercise 2, stress, illness, all that stuff, but I've not got any of that going on, so I don't need to add that. I don't need to put any notes. Then you press bolus, and it doesn't inject, it doesn't go in yet, it just like calculates its recommendation. And then here, so it's saying I've got no units on board, 15 grams of carbs, and then that's obviously divided by my insulin ratio. And then this says standard bolus, so you can from here choose to do an extended bolus where it will spread the bolus out over a certain number of time. Multi-wave, so you can set like how much you want to have, split it and have a certain amount now straight away, and then you can have the rest to like slowly deliver over whatever kind of time you're having. Quick bolus if I do it from the pump directly, or if I have to do a manual injection for some reason, but I'm just going to go standard bolus because I've got no need to split my dose this time. And yeah, I'm very happy with that calculation. I don't think there's any other factors I need to take in. I'm not going to be doing any exercise in the immediate future. I haven't done any exercise like in the last couple of hours. So yeah, and then you just press bolus, and then again before it goes in, it checks so many times to make sure you don't do an accidental bolus. Then I just have to press this green arrow, and then it will count down in a minute as it starts delivering it. There you go, you can see the units are going in. It's weird, I feel like I should be able to like feel it or something, but you can't, and then this gradually goes down. So yeah, those are kind of my first impressions of the pump. Obviously I haven't gone into too much detail because what do I know after wearing it for 3 hours? Not a lot. And that's how my appointment went. Sorry if this has been a bit chaotic. I've obviously like still very excited and taking it all in, and yeah, I just wanted to show you kind of my immediate reaction to being on the pump. I'm really enjoying obviously not having to inject. Seems to be saving me a lot of time. Obviously you do have to go through all of that stuff, put in all the information, but I still have to do that just in my head regardless. So yeah, I'm excited to see how we go over the next few days. Oh, and one thing I should mention is, so my the consultant has told me she'll phone me tomorrow to check everything's going okay, and then she's going to phone me on Thursday, which is 3 days after the appointment, which is when I have to do my first infusion site change. And she said she can either phone me to do it with me over the phone in case I'm a bit nervous, or on video call, or she's happy for me to go in, or yeah, she'll just phone me afterwards if I'm happy to just do it myself, just to check it all went okay, ask if I have any questions, and then we'll have like regular catch-ups over the next few weeks while we fine-tune all of the bolus doses, basal rates, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's been super exciting. I hope this video has been somewhat useful or insightful, seeing how like the process is of actually finally receiving your pump and what you can do to prepare, and yeah, what you can expect to come home with you, because I'm now going to also have to spend the day organising cupboards to find room for all of these pump supplies. But yeah, there'll be lots more information based pump videos coming very soon. This was kind of like my first very happy initial reactions. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you soon. Bye!